Buying or selling a home in Ohio, there's a document you'll see early on called the Consumer Guide to Agency Relationships. I know this sounds technical, but it's actually a really helpful tool. It's actually a state law that we have to read this to you before listing or showing you property. And I'm going to break it down for you in this video in plain English so that it's very easy to understand. Hey, everybody, this is Brian Kapple. I'm with the Athens Real Estate Company, part of the Black Diamond Property Group with Quentin Folsom. So this is not a contract. And a lot of people, when I start reading this thing to them, are worried that this is going to lock them in. It's just a disclosure. So it's a document required by the Ohio Division of Real Estate. It explains the type of agency in a real estate transaction. So it literally will help you understand who represents who and who owes loyalty to whom. That would be those fiduciary duties when you decide that we have a good working relationship and we start to build and develop that client relationship. Seller's agent. It is what it is, right? Represents the seller. Their job is to get the best price and terms for the seller. If you're the buyer and not under contract with a buyer's agent, this is who's technically working for the seller. Buyer's agent. Again, that is what it is, right? Works exclusively, for you, the buyer. Their loyalty is to you. They negotiate on your behalf, help you find the right property, and advise you every step of the way. Another thing in Ohio called dual agent. One agent represents both buyer and seller. This is legal in Ohio. Both parties must agree to it in writing. Okay? The agent must stay neutral and cannot favor one side. Basically, they're Switzerland. I do not do dual agencies. I have not done one yet with any of my listings. Personally, if somebody wants to list a house with me or list land, I want to work for them 100%. So I always disclose up front when I take a listing that I prefer not to do dual agency. And I've not had a seller client yet disagree with me on that. Also, something in Ohio called split agency. Split agency. Let's say I've got a listing through my brokerage, Athens Real Estate Company. Let's say that somebody else, one of the other agents that's not on my team, but it's another agent inside our office, brings a buyer to the table. That's a split agency. So I represent the seller, confidentiality, my fiduciary duties, everything remain with them, 100% loyal to them. That buyer's agent, the other person from Athens Real Estate Company, has that same loyalty, fiduciary duties to that buyer. And then my broker, Rapp, is the one that's in the middle, neutral, right? Switzerland. So if one of us goes to Allie for questions, it stays confidential. Nothing is passed over to either side. All right. The consumer guide, the consumer guide will list which brokerage I work for. I'm too far into this. Start over. The consumer guide will list which brokerage I work for, what roles I might serve in your transaction, and ask you to sign and show you received it. Again, it's not a contract. You're not locked in anything by signing it. So why does all this stuff matter, right? Understanding agency is huge. It affects how information is shared, how offers are negotiated, and who's in your corner. I always take time to explain this document to my clients because it sets the foundation for a trusting professional relationship, right? I want you to feel confident, not confused about who is working for you, okay? These are a big deal. And obviously, I think you can pick up on it. I'm really emphasizing this because I just literally read that one of the biggest things, I'm doing CEs for my West Virginia license right now. So I literally just read, still one of the biggest things that consumers do not understand is this consumer guide to agency and how it works and how it applies to them and how it actually helps them. And just real quick, before we go, right here on my share screen, this is the consumer guide to agency. This is the exact form put out by the Ohio Division of Real Estate. Again, it's got representing sellers, representing buyers. Pretty much it's going to be the same language. It's talking about the fiduciary duties, loyalty, promote the seller's best interest, disclose material facts, maintain confidential information, act with reasonable skill and care. That's a big one. That gets a lot of real estate agents in trouble. Account for any money that we handle in the transaction. Okay. Representing buyers, it's pretty much everything right there is identical, except for all buyers working with an agent must sign a written agency agreement prior to any of the following: touring of or making an offer for any residential property, or even signing a residential lease of 18 months or longer. My next video is going to be talking about this written agency agreement. This is something new. It came out of a lawsuit. National Association of Realtors changed our protocols back in August of 2024. Big thing here about dual agency, right? So working with the Athens Real Estate Company, and it just gets into the weeds talking about how we offer representation to both buyers and sellers, everything else. So I'm just going to scroll down here real quick. You know, if you guys were watching this and you want to stop it and take a look at this, everything, you know, you can do that. Fair housing statement, big deal. Obviously, you know, we follow this thing 100% to the T. And there's a lot of people that can get somehow, I mean, this is very black and white, but still somehow real estate agents manage to make this a slippery slope sometimes. So anyway, and as it noted, there's the printed name and signatures and date line, and also for me. And we have to keep these on file for 3 years, and we can get audited at any point in time. And I need to be able to prove that you know, I've got them and I'm doing my job the right way. So there you have it, right? Ohio's Consumer Guide to Agency Relationships. It's made simple, or at least I hope it's made simple. If you have any questions or need help buying, selling, I'd love to be your guide through the process. So reach out anytime, right? My phone number is 740-629-2513. And just, or, you know, send me a message. Be sure to like and share this. I'd love it to death, right? I'm wanting to pick up subscribers. I was doing pretty good and got busy, so I'm trying to get back into it again. So anyway, everybody, thanks for watching. Brian Kapple, Athens Real Estate Company, Quentin Folson, Black Diamond Property Group. Listen, we are your Athens, Ohio real estate agents. Thanks, everybody. I hope you have a great and safe day.